Hello and welcome. My name is Peter, and on today's episode of Film on Tuesdays, I will be braving the elements outside, bringing with me the two loaded film magazines and my Hasselblad camera from the last episode to take some 6x6 and 645 pictures. The model on this frozen day is this statue of an angel. It is very cold today, with a wind chill of minus 38 degrees Fahrenheit, which funny enough is also around minus 38 degrees Celsius. Today, I am using two different types of black and white film, one in each of the film magazines. In my A12 I have Ilford Delta 100, and in my 645 back I have Ilford HP5. Before I take any pictures, I use a light meter on the snow. I then set the snow to zone 8, so I can have some detail in the snow, and it won't be blown out. In normal conditions, I would take my measurements on the shadows, but if I did this in these bright conditions, the snow would look blown out. For these photos taken while using the A12 6x6 back with Delta 100 film, I had the lens on f8, with a shutter speed of 1/125th of a second, based on the readings of the light meter. I moved the camera left, right, up, and down while getting the statue into focus, because I have a split prism viewfinder. The exposure of the first image is exactly what I wanted. While I may have lost detail in the deep shadows, like the bushes in the background, these areas are far less important than the snow-covered statue. Because the statue is the main focus of the shot, the image would look a lot worse if the snow covering the statue were overexposed and blown out. The second image looks better than the first in my opinion, because the background doesn't have as many deep shadow areas. I switched to the 90-degree viewfinder, and 645 back. I showed in the first episode that I have two lines marked on my focusing screen to help me frame 645 images. As a reminder, I am using Ilford HP5 film with this 645 back. For these shots, I pulled the film to ISO 200. I had the lens on f8 with a shutter speed of 1/250th of a second. I took a few shots in both landscape and portrait orientation. You should use a 90-degree viewfinder when shooting in portrait. A waist-level viewfinder would be incredibly awkward to use. Something that will take some getting used to when shooting in portrait is that the shutter button is now in a different position. What helps me is that I can feel the quick release plate in my right hand in portrait orientation, so I know that when I feel the release plate, the shutter has moved into the top corner. You will get used to it after shooting a roll or two of film. All of the images I took turned out pretty much how I wanted them to. Now, I will show you a few of the negatives and images I ended up with. Here you can see the different sizes of the negatives, and also that there is a difference in tonality between the film types. Some people might tell you that 645 is not pure Hasselblad, because it is not square. Now don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of square format, And it is the way I usually shoot with this camera, but the 645 back gives you another option when you need it, and this versatility makes this system great. If you want to help me out, please consider subscribing, leaving a comment, and pressing the like button if you like the video. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and to see you next time.